Pleasant good morning to you. I warmly welcome you all for this English class of today. Dear children, how are you? Doing fine? Safe at home? Your inmates are fine? Right, children? Preparing your lessons? I hope you are writing the tests. Then and there, prepare it. We do not know how we will be facing the situations in future. What will be happening in future? We are not aware of. We do not know at all. Because now that's CBSE. For CBSE, the government has announced to take that 10th, 9th and 11th mark. See, in that case, who thinks that 9th mark is important? Anyway, it is all pass. That is what we have been thinking so far. What is the meaning of, what is the use of that 9th mark? See, but 9th mark they are going to take it into consideration. So whenever we say something, it is just take it seriously and write it, okay? And see, one small incident I will tell you. One famous man was, his name is, I think, one philosopher, Tolstoy, I think. He was put in prison. He was put in prison for some political issue, right? And the court has given the verdict that he is to be executed. That is, he is sentenced to death. And the next day he is going to be prosecuted. And the previous day, now just imagine that state of mind of this man. How he will be thinking. What is his state of mind? Just tomorrow, by this time, he is going to be killed, sentenced to death by hanging. And he was in a, maybe you can just imagine tomorrow, if, for example, if you see a snake, how our state of mind will be, right? If you see that, if you just imagine that there's fire in our place, how we will be. But here he is going to die. He is very sure of it. And at that time, a neighbor who is there in the prison, he is playing a piano. He is playing a piano. This Tolstoy asked him to teach him to play piano. Just help him to play piano. That man was really wondered. He was wonderstruck. And he asked him, see, tomorrow you are going to die. Tomorrow is your last day. What is the use of you studying this instrument at the last moment? Tomorrow by this time you will be no more. And what is the use of this studying, he asked. For that, this man said, see, what you have said is true. I won't be available tomorrow. I will be going away from this world. But the thing is, I will just go from this world with the satisfaction that I have learned one more thing in my life. I will just move away from this world with the satisfaction that I have learned one more thing in my life. Right? So, you take a decision. Each and every day, you must learn one new thing in your life. Right? So, when you grow up, you will get plenty of new things to tackle the situation in future. Right? To tackle the situation in future. Right, children? Now let us come back to our lesson. So Page number 2. From the beginning, I'm reading. Second paragraph. Next morning, coming out of our hotel, we saw our friends bend over shoe shine boxes beside the fountain in the public square doing brisk businesses. We watched for a few moments, then as trade slackened, we went over. They greeted us with friendly faces. So we met them in as a cobbler. These both the boys were there acting as a cobbler in a busy area. I thought you picked fruit for a living, I said. We do many things, Nicola answered seriously. He glanced at us hopefully. Often we show visitors through the town to Juliet's tomb and other places of interest. All right, I smiled. You take us along. So the other asked the children to take them to Juliet's tomb, which is a place worth seeing by the side of this area. There we stopped, I think. As we made the rounds, my interest was again provoked by their remarkable demeanor. They were childish enough and in many ways quite artless. Jacopo was lively as a squirrel. Here only we stop, just like a squirrel. So I was really, what I can say, influenced, provoked by the remarkable appearance. Demeanor means appearance and behavior. The wonderful appearance of the small boys and their briskness, their behavior, the way they invite people, all this astonished the other. Sometimes they were childish. Since they are small children, they behave foolishly, and in many ways they are innocent. Artless means innocent also. So sometimes they behave foolishly, sometimes they are innocent also. Jacopo was lively as a squirrel. Here we stopped. I told you, see, you might have watched squirrels. I told you to watch each and every object of the creations of God, every object of nature. Have you ever watched the creations of God? Have you looked up at the sky and watched the sun, moon, stars at night, around 7 o'clock at night? If you just stand in one peaceful area and look up at the sky, you can see the stars just jumping from one place to another, the beautiful stars shining, how they look, how they are. You may have so many questions in your mind. Ask questions and find out an answer for that question in your life, right? Have you ever noticed hens in your life? Do you have hens at home? See, cock and hens, small chicken will be there at home. Sometimes you may be having at home, otherwise you might have seen at least. If you have not seen, hereafter you watch. See, if you put some food give some food to the hens, one cock is there, one or two cocks, some hens, nearly 10 hens and 10 chickens. Just imagine, just think, take as it is not a real thing, but just think that there is this type of things in a house, that is hen, cock, chicken, and you are just giving some grains to it. And have you ever watched how the hens eat the food? Have you ever watched it? Can you tell me how it is? That is, the cock will not eat the food. The cock will not eat the food. It will wait for the hen to complete the food, to eat the food. Till then, it will be just watching around whether any enemies are coming to take the food. Any other insect, birds comes here to take the food. It will be protecting the hen, and automatically the chicken will be eating one or two. That is there. And see, it is the responsibility of the cock to take care of the hen. This is God's, what is we can say, God's, in God's creation, this is the schedule which is followed. See, take our life. In our families also, we have father, mother, and children, right? Yes. How we behave in this. See, a mother will be cooking. Mother cooks the food, and in in many houses, I don't know. In some houses it will be, but in most of the houses, the father asks the food. That is, give lunch or give dinner or something. The mother takes most of the food and she gives without asking whether there is remaining for children, whether there is remaining for the mother. He will be just swallowing labak, 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 everything and finishing it off. Not nowadays. In olden days, it is a custom. The father will never ask that mother whether there is food for you and our children. He will never ask. He will just find satisfaction with what he has got. The remaining, by cleaning that vessels with some water or some grains of food, the mother satisfies herself and go to sleep. This is what mostly happens in olden days. But nowadays there is no scarcity for food in our families, since the government is giving full of food to us. That is food, rice, free of cost. So I don't think that there is much problem nowadays in our families. Anyway, so in God's creation, the father has to take care of the family, and the mother has to take care of the. But are we following this? Are we following this? Have you ever noticed this ants moving? How disciplined they are, right? This type of discipline we could see in human being only in Tasman, nowhere else. How disciplined people they are when they were standing in front of the Tasman nowadays during the lockdown. But that you might have watched in the TV. But in other places, there is no discipline at all. But this ants teach us to be. Anybody is there to stand in line? As you are standing when you stand in that line in the assembly, there is one or two teachers just making you to stand in line. But that ants are not taught by anyone, right? They are self-disciplined. So the ant teaches to be self-disciplined in our life. So similarly, if you watch each and every creations of God, they teach us a lot of lessons for us to follow in our life, right, children? So this Jacopo is just brisk as a squirrel. Nicola's smile was steady and engaging. Yet, both in these boys' faces, there was a seriousness which was far beyond their years. Though they are very brisk, though they are very active, though they are talking with them with a smiling face, there is a little seriousness in their face, far beyond their age. They are boys of 7 and 6, but their seriousness in their face is a little mature. They behave like a matured boys. In a week which followed, we saw them frequently, for they proved extremely useful to us. So the next week, we met them here and there, and they were very helpful to us. Us here refers to the author and Luigi. If we wanted a pack of American cigarettes or seats for the opera is a musical musical concert like, right? To just for cinema, we book ticket and go, just like that for to get ticket for musical programs, or the name of good restaurant. So to find out a good restaurant, to give the name of a place where we get good food, Nicola and Jacopo could be relied upon to satisfy our needs. They are very helpful to us to show the correct restaurant, good restaurant, to book a seat for the musical concert, and to get cigarettes, to get some other things from the shop. All these areas, these boys were very helpful to us to satisfy our needs. When struck one most was their willingness to work. What struck me most was I was so impressed by their willingness to work. Whenever we say something, they will never say no to it. They are very eager to do the work. The briskness, the sincerity, the love towards that work made the author felt very happy. He was really impressed, astonished by the behavior of these two small boys at the very young age of 7 and 6. During the summer days, under the hot sun, they shined shoes, sold fruits, hawked newspapers, conducted tourists round the town, and ran errands. Ran errands, works like this. They did some other works also. So the author was very much impressed by the behavior of these two children. And they are very serious at the small age of 7 and 6, which is far beyond their age. Usually at this age, the children will be playful. But here they have seriousness towards their work, love towards their work, sincerity towards their work. It was very much noted by our author. One night, we came upon them in a windy and deserted square, resting on the stone pavement beneath the lights. Nicholas sat upright, tired. A bundle of unsold newspapers lay at his feet. Jacopo, his head resting upon his brother's shoulder, was asleep. It was nearly midnight. So one midnight, the author saw this. He came to the city, the marketplace, bus stop, and there he saw the two children sitting on a stone pavement. By the side of that road, they are sitting on a stone under the light. Nicholas sat straight. Then Jacopo was leaning on his shoulder. Since he is a little younger to this boy, younger than him. And it was nearly midnight, around 12 o'clock. Why are you so late, Nicola? The other asked. Why are you out so late? Why do you come here out of your asylum here? Why do you come here late at night? Waiting for the last bus from Pauda. We are waiting for the last bus which comes from the city Pauda. Pauda, and a city in the northeastern part of Italy. So there is a bus which is coming very by now from Pauda. We shall sell all our papers when it comes in. So all these newspapers will be sold when this bus comes. All the people will get the bus since it is going to be the next day. Must you work so hard? You both look rather tired. Why do you work till late at night? Till 12 o'clock? You both are looking so tired. That small poor boy is just leaning on your shoulder, and it's a time for him to sleep. Why must you work so hard? What is the necessity for you to work till 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock from morning? For that, Jacopo said, not Jacopo, both of them said together, we are not complaining, sir. We are not complaining that we are working till late night, till 12 o'clock. We are not complaining that we are tired. We are not complaining that we have no sleep. We are not complaining we got up early in the morning and started our work. We are not complaining, sir. But next morning, when I went over to the fountain to have my shoes shine, I said, Nicola, the way you and Jacopo work, you must earn quite a bit. You spend nothing on clothes. You eat little enough. When I see you have meal, it's usually black bread and fig. Tell me, what do you do with your money? So the author has a curiosity to know why these children are working from early morning till late night. So one day, the next morning, he saw them selling newspapers. The very next day, he went over to the fountain to have his shoes polished. The author asked them, Nicola, the way you and Jacopo work, you must earn quite a bit. You must have earned a lot of money. I think that you have a lot of money in your hands. You spend nothing on clothes. You are earning more, but you are not spending anything. The clothes that you are wearing is very cheap. You are not spending much on your clothes. And you eat a little food. Most probably, very often I saw you eating black bread and fig, which is a little cheap only. Tell me, what do you do with the remaining money? Why are you working so hard? He colored deeply under his sunburn and then grew pale. When the author asked the question, their face became pale. They were just thinking, oh, from morning till evening we are working. We are not spending much on dress. We are not spending much on food. It is our fate, maybe. He might have thought something. Anyway, he looked to the ground. He did not reply. He was just looking at the ground. You must be saving up to emigrate to America, I suggested. Since the children refused to open their mouth, again I asked another one question. That is, do you have any plan to go to America, to go to other countries, foreign countries, especially to America? Do you have any plan for that you are collecting money? He looked at me sideways, spoke with an effort. He just did not get up, look up. He just sidewisely looking at me, he said, we should greatly like to go to the States, but here at present we have other plans. The children said, we have a longing to go to the States, America. But at present, we have other works to do here in India. So in Verona. So we have no other plans to go to the States at present. And that too, they did not look up at him boldly, they were just looking at him sidewisely. And what plans? What plans you have here now? He smiled uncomfortably. Just plans, sir, he answered in a low voice. So very slowly he said, have some other plans, sir. But the children, refused to reveal their personal secret, that secret to the author. He tried to grasp it from the children, but the children are not ready to reveal why they are working from morning till night. Well, I said, we are leaving on Monday. Is there anything I can do for you before we go? Nicholas shook his head. But suddenly, Jacopo said, Sir, he burst out. Every Sunday, we make a visit to the country, to Polta, 30 kilometers from here. Usually, we hire bicycles. But tomorrow, since you are so kind, you might send us in your car. And the other asked, see, I am leaving Verona on Monday. Before that, do you feel that you could get some help from me? Do you think that I could help you in any ways? Do you expect any help from me? If you ask for it, I am ready to do. This is what the other asked these two small children. For that, the elder one said, no, sir. By shaking the head, he said, no, sir. And the younger one said, "See, sir, every Sunday we used to go to a place by name Polta, which is around 30 kilometers from here. Every Sunday we hire a bicycle and we both go to this place, crossing this 30 kilometers by bicycle. Just imagine. And this Sunday, since you are so kind to us to help us, I feel that you could drop us in Polta in your car, in your vehicle." Right, children? Understood this much? Yes, we will see the remaining in the next class. Till then, bye. Thank you.